Welcome to the Explainer. Ever wondered how top management consultants tackle just massive company-threatening problems? Well, today we're pulling back the curtain. We're going to deconstruct a classic business strategy case and learn to think like a consultant, to see how structured thinking can turn total chaos into a clear, actionable plan.
Okay, let's get into it. Here's our roadmap. First, we'll get a handle on the problem. Then, we'll build out the strategy, piece by piece, using a really powerful consulting framework. We're going to look at defense, offense, and then pull it all together into a final killer playbook.
All right, first up, we have to understand the battlefield. Every great strategy starts with a crystal clear picture of the challenge you're up against.
Just imagine this for a second. You're running a pretty successful company, and then you hear that one of the biggest names in the business, a true giant, is about to be your direct competitor. It's a terrifying thought, right? And it's the exact problem we're tackling today.
So here it is, the heart of our challenge, pulled straight from the famous consulting playbook, Case in Point. Our client is the Eastern Training Network. They're a solid mid-sized company, but the threat? IBM. Yep, a global tech behemoth. The question is simple, but the stakes? They could not be higher. What do they do now?
Now, before you make a single move, any good consultant just gathers the facts. So what do we have? Our client, Eastern Training Network. They operate mostly in the New England and Atlantic Seaboard region. Now that 24% market share, that's a key number. It tells us they're a significant, established player. But they're in a competitive space with 5 other firms. And the final, critical piece of intel, the threat isn't just another company, it's IBM, a rival with resources that absolutely dwarf their own. This context, it's everything.
So, how do we even begin to tackle this? This is where the magic really happens. Faced with a huge, kind of scary problem, a consultant doesn't panic. They impose order. They build a structure.
Before you even think about solutions, the first few moves are all about getting clear. You can see the process right here. First, you state the goals you're assuming, like, hey, we want to keep IBM out, or at least protect our market share, and then you get the client to confirm them. This is absolutely crucial. You can't hit a target you haven't agreed on. Second, you ask, is there anything else I'm missing? And third, you gather those basic facts to build your analysis on. This makes sure you're solving the right problem from the get-go.
And the secret weapon for structuring pretty much any problem is a principle called MISI. So that stands for mutually exclusive, collectively exhaustive. Sounds kind of formal, right? But in plain English, it just means you break a problem into buckets that don't overlap with each other, but when you put all those buckets together, they cover all the possible bases. It's how you ensure your thinking is comprehensive and logical with 0 gaps.
Now this is what's so cool. This slide perfectly shows a MISI framework in action. The whole strategy is broken into 3 separate prongs. 1, try to keep IBM out. 2, protect your current customers. And 3, go out and get new customers. See how they don't overlap? Keeping IBM out is preventative. Protecting your base is defensive. Getting new customers is offensive. And together, they cover all your strategic options. This is our blueprint.
Okay, so let's dig into that first prong. This is the preemptive strike. Is there any way we can make this market so unattractive that IBM just thinks twice about even bothering to enter? The main tactic here is to raise what are called barriers to entry. Basically, you make it harder, slower, or way more expensive for IBM to get a foothold. For example, you could sign exclusive deals with the best instructors in the region, forcing IBM to build their own network from scratch. You could even lobby for regulations that favor companies already in the market. The goal isn't to stop them forever, but to make the cost of entry so high that their return on investment just doesn't look so good anymore.
Okay, on to the second prong. Let's be realistic. We have to assume IBM is coming. So how do we protect what's ours? How do we defend our home turf?
And this, right here, is a brilliant defensive playbook. You want to make your existing customers as sticky as possible. You raise switching costs by weaving your training so deep into a client's workflow that ripping you out would be a huge headache for them. You go visit your most important clients in person to reinforce those human relationships that a giant corporation can really struggle to replicate. And of course, you use tools like loyalty programs and long-term contracts to lock in that crucial 24% market share you already have.
But a great strategy isn't just about playing defense. Even with a giant on the field, you have to find ways to score. This third prong is all about going on offense.
This is where Eastern Training Network can get really aggressive. You boost your marketing and you increase sales commissions to get your team fired up to go after new business before IBM is even set up. You could even poach top salespeople from your other competitors and bring their client list with them. And here's a really bold move. Acquire some of those smaller firms. That does two things. It instantly grows your market share, and, just as important, it takes potential acquisition targets off the table that IBM could have used for a quick and easy way in.
So let's pull it all together. What does this consultant's playbook really teach us about facing down a massive business threat?
So, here's the crucial point. The solution was never going to be a single silver bullet. It was a structured, multi-pronged strategy, and this table just summarizes it beautifully. Each piece of the strategy has clear tactics tied to a specific goal. It's logical, it's comprehensive, and most importantly, it's actionable. This is the kind of clarity that MECE thinking gives you.
You know, this single sentence from the case dialogue really says it all. It connects the main objective, maintaining market share, directly to that three-pronged structure. It's simple, it's confident, and it lays the foundation for the entire solution. It just goes to show you that how you frame the problem is often the most important step in actually solving it. And that really brings us to the end. We've seen how consultants use MECE to structure a huge corporate strategy. But this way of thinking is such a powerful tool for anyone. So my question for you is this. What's a complex challenge in your own life, maybe a career goal or a personal project, that you could break down into those mutually exclusive, collectively exhaustive parts? Give it a try. You might just be surprised by the clarity it brings. Thanks for tuning in.